It was a beautiful day in central Indiana and a Saturday night at Conseco Fieldhouse. The Pacers hosting the Denver Nuggets, their only visit of the year. The Pacers trying to snap a two-game losing streak. They lost last night in Charlotte 96-87, and Jim O'Brien makes a change in the middle to start things out. Granger and O'Neal, the forwards. Troy Murphy, his third game of the year, his first start. Mike Dunleavy and Jamal Tinsley will start in the backcourt. Jim O'Brien, much has been made that the Pacers have failed to break 90 points in the last two games, but he says it's all about defense. He has not been happy with the way the defense has performed. They hope to change that tonight against the Denver Nuggets, but it will be a very difficult assignment because of Carmelo Anthony. He averages better than 30 points a game in the last 4 games against Indiana, joined by Allen Iverson. Kenyon Martin will start at one forward along with Marcus Camby, and Yukuba Diawara in his second year out of Pepperdine will round out the starting lineup. George Karl is in his 4th season as head coach of the Denver Nuggets, and it's his 20th season overall, and 16 times he has led his team to the playoffs. Denver last year 45-37, second in the Northwest Division, and they snapped a 3-game losing streak last night, winning in Washington 118-92. Anthony had 32. Iverson was held to 15, but they had 7 players last night in double figures. It's time to tip it off. Tonight's jump ball is brought to you by Pacers.com. The best Pacers coverage online at Pacers.com. When Indiana will be trying to bounce back from a game last night. They led by as many as 10 in the third, and in fact had an 8-point lead heading to the fourth quarter.
Well, they've collapsed in the last 2 games, as a matter of fact. One in the third quarter, one in the fourth quarter. And I think you've got to look at everybody making a contribution, particularly as it relates to defense. I think the guards have to do a better job of controlling penetration. I think the guards have to also be very cognizant of making sure they put a body on somebody when it comes to rebounding, because most guards on the offensive end won't rebound. So defensively, the Pacers will have an opportunity. They've got to take advantage of that.
That's a great point, because before the game, Jim O'Brien mentioned everybody wants to point a finger at the front line for not getting the rebounding job done. He says, hey, we've got to have our guards rebound too.
Yeah, and if you look in the games that the Pacers have had success in, the guards have been pretty good on rebounding. So that's exactly what we're talking about. This is a different Jamal Tinsley. As you can tell, he's much more assertive than I thought he was in the last 2 games.
Tinsley has not shot it well on the year at 31%. His assist-to-turnover ratio, though, is still very strong, as he has 35 assists and 11 turnovers in the first 5 games of the year. Anthony missed, and O'Neal has the rebound for Indiana.
And people at home, keep an eye on that matchup, because that's a good matchup. Anthony against Danny Granger. Danny's length and Danny's ability to score on the other end makes Carmelo Anthony have to be a factor on both ends.
And a loose ball foul called on Troy Murphy, trying to go for the offensive rebound. So Murphy picks up the foul, making his first start of the year. Troy averaging 13 points a game. He had 16 points and hit a couple of threes last night in Charlotte. Iverson did not play against the Pacers in a Denver uniform last year. He did play in a Philadelphia uniform, and Iverson promptly drills a 3.
You know, with Carmelo Anthony on the floor, the thing you see about Iverson is he doesn't have to take a shot. He's not taking shots he has to take. So you've got to make him really work. And when he works, he doesn't seem to have as much success at it.
Granger to the basket, got it, and a foul.
Well, that's exactly what I was talking about. See, that makes Anthony have to play defense. He had to foul then because Danny did a nice job. The team started to get a little stagnant. Danny Granger does a nice job seeing that there's nobody in his way and gets it on the rim, and Anthony reached in and fouled him.
And one of the matchups to watch, Iverson is over there guarding Mike Dunleavy, so Dunleavy has a size advantage, and that stagnated the offense a little bit that time because they were trying to post up Dunleavy against the smaller Iverson.
You got to look at it, but you don't stare at it.
Kenyon Martin is playing in a back-to-back situation. He did not do that on Tuesday and Wednesday as Anthony picks up the foul on Danny Granger. Well, Kenyon Martin played just 2 games last year with a right knee injury and then had surgery. He played just 56 games a couple of years ago. And Martin, out of Cincinnati in his 8th season, started his career the first 4 years in New Jersey. And they weren't going to play him, Quinn, in back-to-back situations. But all of a sudden, they got a curveball the other night because Nene is now out for quite a long time. He tore a ligament in his thumb, had surgery yesterday. So they've got to get more minutes now out of Kenyon Martin.
Well, I agree with that thought, but he's got to be ready to play or they wouldn't risk even putting him out here under those circumstances. So he must feel like he's able to play. It would be better for them if Nene is not there, but he's got to feel like he can play.
Offensive rebound Tinsley as Murphy misfired on the 3. Nice cut. Here's Murphy with a reverse layup. He got Camby to draw the foul. What a feed by O'Neal.
I think as important as the feed is the opportunity to feed. And what the team has talked about consistently, Chris, is you've got to move. You cut in there, you can see the defense wasn't prepared. So it was open in the paint. You've got to cut. And when I hear the players talk about get stagnant, offense gets stagnant, well, move. And that takes away from that stagnant offense.
And Murphy cannot just be a perimeter shooter when you're that big. He's put some weight on. We've seen him this year like to mix it up inside, but he cannot just stand out on the three-point arc. Shot clock winding down. Anthony with the jumper. And Murphy the rebound. Quickly, Indiana pushes the tempo. Here's Dunleavy with a hook.
Yeah, he got away with the travel. You heard the guys holler it out, but good job pushing the ball up, because that's one of the things that makes a difference too. Is if this team gets the shot in the first 6 seconds.
And it will be Indiana's ball. Well, the advantage for Indiana in the running tempo, that's the same thing that Denver wants to do. Last night, Charlotte, though, in the 4th quarter, they showed they can run. They really wanted to slow it down. There's another feed. O'Neal finds Dunleavy.
Well, here's the other thing, that you've got teams kind of in the reverse psychology, that the Pacers got to take advantage of it. Because you've got a team here that just came off a big game where they played extremely well in Denver, and the Pacers have played 2 poor games, so the intensity will be fitting for the Pacers.
Indiana will get the ball back. O'Neal has already had a game with 7 assists this year. Quinn already has 3.
Well, he's done a much better job of finding people, but I think the offense is better suited for his passing ability. I don't think that he's not been a willing passer. This offense, because you don't stand and watch him in the post, I think is better suited.
7-point lead for Indiana. Granger has 5 early points. And offensive foul is called on Kenyon Martin. That will be a Denver turnover. Here's a look at Danny Granger early in the year, leading Indiana at almost 20 points a game.
Yeah, Danny is feeling pretty good about his offense, and he should. I mean, he gets the ball now. Everybody knows he can make shots. The thing that I think that's really been a plus for Danny is that, oh boy, Dunleavy's, yeah, boy. But anyway, for Danny Granger, he is looking to get to the rim.
Indiana last night in Charlotte shot 43% for the game, but they shot better than 50% in the first quarter, and the shooting percentage dipped from the second quarter on. Diawara is going to dial long distance.
Well, what they've decided that Jamal Tinsley's got to worry about, so they got Diawara out on Tinsley, and that's what leaves Dunleavy being played by Iverson.
Murphy left that one short. 3.5 minutes in. Indiana leads it by 4. Nice steal there by O'Neal on the errant pass from Camby.
That's a little anticipation.
Granger clears some space, got inside and missed the layup.
He couldn't believe he was that wide open. I mean, that's the thing about Denver. You'll get shots.
Recycles.
Oh, please.
Nice pass into O'Neal, who flushes it home. O'Neal found Dunleavy, and he turned the tables and found number 7.
Well, it was good to see Jermaine get back into the offense, too. Sometimes guys block shots, and they're not necessarily trying to hurt back into the offense.
They're going to leave Camby open, and he missed it.
Oh, don't let him get it. I mean, you can see Carmelo Anthony thought he had a basket, and he ended up getting that one pounded off of his head, and then Jermaine came back on the other end. And Dunleavy does a nice job looking for Jermaine O'Neal coming to the rim.
J.O. is Indiana's all-time block shots leader. That's his 1,174th block shots. He is starting his 8th year with Indiana as Anthony leaves it short. And Martin got the loose rebound and put it in.
He got lucky. That ball slipped out of his hand and went in.
But that's 2 rebounds that Indiana has failed to get.
See, this is one of the reasons. As Murphy drills a shot, one of the reasons they can have Iverson on Dunleavy is because Jamal Tinsley likes to post up.
Iverson's going to cast a long 3, and this time Granger got it. Big first quarter working right now for Indiana. Granger for 3. That's short.
Nice job. Jamal Tinsley did a good job there. He stopped the ball.
Well, that's way short by Camby.
You can see that leave his hand short.
I'm not sure you could have put a slip of paper underneath his shoes there as Dunleavy takes it right inside against Iverson.
Like I told you, you can get shots. What you can't do is settle for jump shots because you can get to the rim.
Allen Iverson got to the rim and draws the foul, and AI will shoot a couple of free throws. Sean Williams is on for the first time as Danny Granger will leave, and we'll also see Jeff Foster. And Jim O'Brien has to be very pleased with how his team has started the game. He has said, you know, I'll make substitutions based on how hard guys play and the tempo. Clearly, his team got out to a good tempo. He rewards his players with a quick breather.
Well, not only that, they're coming off a game they had to play yesterday. And that's the one thing about you. You will expend the energy. But what Jim O'Brien knows that both sides, particularly in the only team he's worried about are the Pacers, that the guys are going to be a little tired because you're on a back-to-back. So getting the other people in, and with Troy Murphy coming back, that means you got Jeff you can move to the bench and get some energy. And Sean Williams does the same thing at the other spot. So you get a little bit more energy coming playing against what can be a second unit.
Williams had 14 points last night. Dunleavy has 8 first quarter points.
You want to jump on this Denver team because I think they felt like they've got what they needed to get, and they may go to sleep on you.
Kleza on the floor. Linus Kleza out of Lithuania in his 3rd year out of Missouri.
Yeah, well, that is one of the most difficult shots you can take. It's a in-between shots that's not quite a hook, not quite a shot. I mean, and he made it look easy.
Pacers are shooting 67% from the field, and now Dunleavy hits 3, and he has 11. He has now been in double figures in all 6 games in the regular season. The alley-oop. Iverson to Camby, rebounded by Foster.
Good play.
And Sean Williams for 3, and Indiana has opened up a big 13-point lead. Back-to-back threes by Dunleavy and Sean Williams. And the Pacers fans on their feet here at Conseco Fieldhouse. A good start for Dunleavy. He has 11. Pacers by 13. Indiana out to a 13-point first quarter lead. They shot the 3 very well in the first 2 games at 45%. The past 3 at only 28%, but Quinn Buckner very good to start. 3 of their first 5. Murphy hit a 3. Then Mike Dunleavy, one of his 5 field goals. He has 11. Then a nice look from Tinsley to a wide open Sean Williams.
And you take a look at the stats here with 5:12 to go. You see 12 baskets. They're 10 assists on those 12 baskets. And that's the ball movement. That's the personnel movement. That's what you get. But I also see a different intensity. And you would notice because you were there in Charlotte. But if you look at the Pacers, they have a different intensity in their face and a different sense of purpose. To me, it looks like it's a much more focused, intense tonight.
So Denver will have the ball. They play with Nahara, Kleza, Iverson, Marcus Camby, and Carmelo Anthony. Indiana with Tinsley, Williams, O'Neal, Granger, and Jeff Foster.
Oh, good help.
Camby got it. O'Neal the foul.
They initially had really good help on Carmelo Anthony. mean, because when Carmelo Anthony started to go into the paint, what you want to try to do is, and he goes in there, see, right there, the dig that you can't was the one with Williams. He's got to force Carmelo Anthony, instead of letting him turn into the basket, if you're going to help, have him turn away from it.
Marcus Camby, 13 points and 12 rebounds last night. He also had 7 assists in their win over Washington, as the Wizards have yet to win. They are 0-5, and Gilbert Arenas right now battling some knee problems. He had knee surgery last year, was injured late in the year. O'Neal quickly in the lane, and Granger will pop for 3. Foster keeps it alive and got it.
Well, you'll see some very active players out there, because Jeff is an active player. He's a little more physical, but Kaliza is, and is Nahara, so it ought to be fun watching it on the inside.
Now they go to Anthony, and he tips it in.
You can't front him, because this is one of the best lob teams in the league.
Tinsley quickly, and a loose ball foul. It's on Sean Williams. So Williams picks up the foul. Well, back-to-back home games for the Pacers. Tonight it's Denver, and the basketball buzz is back in Boston. Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce are the new big 3 in Beantown. Tuesday night they'll be in Indy to take on the Pacers. Game time 7 o'clock. For tickets, log on to Pacers.com. And right now at 4-0, they are the only unbeaten team in the NBA. Already in the penalty, the Nuggets with Klayza at the line.
Well, already in the penalty is one thing. But for the Pacers, they got 31 points with 4 minutes to go. That's pretty good, too.
Marquise Daniels did not play last night. They sat him out for precautionary reasons because of a sore left knee. But Jim O'Brien even had mentioned before the game that Marquise would be ready to go for tonight's game against Denver, and he is. He's out there with Williams. In fact, Marquise would be out there at the point now.
Well, Allen Iverson has to guard him. I watched practice 2 days ago, and Marquise Daniels was alone. I mean, nobody could do anything. Foster again on the inside.
He had 12 rebounds last night, and Foster was a beast on the offensive glass. And another foul, and Iverson to the free throw line. Last night, Foster had 6 offensive rebounds. He had 12 rebounds and 6 points. Now coming off the bench, and he gives you that energy, that intensity off the bench.
Well, Jeff is always very active, and having him play against the second unit is fine. The other thing it does, you have Troy in the starting unit. You stretch the defense early. Jeff just brings you a totally different dimension. So I think that's something that Coach Jim O'Brien has to be pleased with.
Well, not a surprise to see Allen Iverson at the free throw line now for the 3rd and 4th times. Coming in, Quinn, in the first 6 games, 55 free throw attempts. But we have seen that throughout his career. For a little guy, he gets to the hoop.
Well, he's got to, because he's a little guy. For that very reason, he's got to put pressure on people. And that's why he came back and got that foul against Marquise Daniels, because he took it right at him.
Granger spins and scores.
You like it. He's putting pressure on Carmelo Anthony. Look at it. Pacers are loaded up.
Klayza can spot and shoot that 3, and tipped in by Nahara.
Remember I said Jeff too? That's Jeff too. Nahara's just like Jeff Foster. So I like watching those 2 guys bang against each other.
Daniels in the lane. Rebound to Williams, goes right at Camby and lays it in.
Nice job. See, Camby's trying to get a charge right there under the basket.
Double-figure lead remains for Indiana. Blocked, but a foul. Granger has picked up the foul, and back to the free throw line goes Denver, working the offensive glass. Eduardo Nahara working hard for the Nuggets, but the Pacers lead by 11.
Pacers by 11 back at Conseco Fieldhouse, and true to his game plan, head coach Jim O'Brien said he was going to bring Marquise Daniels in as the first option off the bench for Jamal Tinsley, and he is in the game right now, and Marquise looked real good as he was getting ready for tonight's game, shooting around. And coach also told me he needed him to come in because he needs his defensive abilities to go up against Allen Iverson. He's certainly going to keep Keezy busy tonight, and glad to have him back are the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, Marquise Daniels can do a lot of things. He can keep Allen Iverson, busy. I think he's got to play Allen Iverson with his length, because Marquise is 6'7", But the thing you have to be aware of, and there are other people out there that can handle the ball. Allen Iverson plays passing lanes. So on the defensive end, you've got to be aware. But Marquise Daniels, as I said, I watched him in practice the other day, and he was by far the best offensive player on the floor 2 days ago.
And number 13, David Harrison.
Kareem Rush is on for the first time for Indiana. Along with Williams, David Harrison now on the floor for Indiana. Foster and Daniels as Anthony leaves the free throw short.
Well, you know, as we look at here early in the season, one of the other challenges that Jim O'Brien has had is that when you don't have your everybody here, it's hard to establish your rotation. So you're sitting here still looking at what are the possibilities with rotations. And that second unit, you want to be strong, but you got to figure out who are the right people to mix with. And that's been the part of the adjustment that I think you still see with the Pacers, is how that rotation is going to be.
Pacers suffered a blow on Monday in practice as they turn it over with Harrison. Ike Diagu is out. Anthony couldn't get it. Daniels got the rebound. Diagu is out for the next 4 to 6 weeks with a torn left calf muscle. Indiana nearly turned it over. Marquise Daniels looking back at the official for a foul, and that was well off there by Williams.
Yeah, he's got to get back.
And there's a foul as Iverson threw it up ahead to Camby. So Marcus Camby to the free throw line. The foul is on Jeff Foster.
Well, you see he gets out and run, and this is a good foul. The thing that Allen Iverson has done differently, Allen Iverson in the last 2 games has had 8 assists. So he's really looking to pass the ball. The Pacers have got to run back, sprint back in transition.
This week on Sports Science, how does a screaming crowd affect a free throw shooter's heart rate? Can a single blade of grass ruin a golfer's swing? We study the external forces that can make an athlete spin out of control. Sports Science goes out of control tomorrow night at 10, only on FSN Indiana. Both free throws for Camby. He now has 4. And it's an 8-point Indiana lead. Final 2 minutes of the quarter. And Nahara, a little bit too aggressive, picks up the foul. Indiana has now scored its most points in a quarter here at Conseco Fieldhouse this year. But last Saturday night in Memphis, they put up a 40-point first quarter on the Grizzlies on their way to a season-high 121. Williams off the screen, and they will not count it with an illegal screen called on David Harrison.
We'll get a chance to take a look. The question is whether or not on the screen, whether he gets nudged. No, he didn't get pushed. He just, all he had to do was stand there. He had it. He had it.
Iverson. Nahara.
You can take a chance there because he's not making any of those. Oh, you got him up. You got him up.
Oh, nice pass from Rush. Harrison is fouled. And the foul's on Nahara.
Nice job by Harrison to run the rim.
Eduardo Nahara with his second personal. David Harrison at the line.
Gathered himself in, almost got it to go. David averaging nearly 5 points a game, played just 7-23 last night because he was in foul trouble. 5 personal fouls, continues to plague him. I know before the game, Jim O'Brien said we're talking to him, we're working with him, indicating we need him on the floor. We need his depth, but he's got to quit fouling.
You need big people on the floor. I don't think there's any question about it. He's got to find a way to control his emotions, one, but I don't think there's any question about his skills. I mean, he's a big guy that can run and can rebound. So you need to have him on the floor.
He had made 9 of his first 10 free throws this year before missing there. Iverson on the baseline, threw it away. Jim O'Brien on the opposite bench from Allen Iverson. He coached him for a season in Philadelphia, and Allen had a tremendous year, averaging almost 32 points a game. Williams, a long 3. That's his second of the game.
He did a nice job coming to the open spot because Camby was in a zone, so you know that you got on the weak side, you got somebody that's going to be open.
And they turn it over again, Denver does.
Keep running right at him.
Daniels in the lane.
Yeah, running right at him.
And that's a season-high quarter now for Indiana. 42 here in the first. Oh, Iverson threw it away again as Rush steps in for the steal.
Dangerously close to over and back. All of a sudden, I was listening on that whole table. It got real quiet.
Oh,
Pacers are playing great basketball. They attack the rim. They come and help. Make them pay. Simple game.
Indiana has 12 assists on 19 field goals.
But what's equally important is they've been able to get to the rim for layups. So you can play teams like this and make the mistake of shooting jump shots. And the Pacers haven't done that.
Well, Harrison was in there, and Iverson was bound and determined to get to the basket.
And Harrison, at that point, see, here's a little bit of part of the game you got to take into consideration. Don't say, I didn't do it. I didn't touch it. Don't say it worked, because when you do, you draw attention to yourself. Say nothing. Let's go pick up the ball like somebody else fouled him. Maybe the official looked the other way, because there were 3 people there.
They lost on Wednesday in Boston.
Lost?
Denver gave up 78 first half points, and Indiana's more than halfway there.
Yes, sir. They got blitzed.
Tinsley's back on the floor. He's looking out to Murphy for a 3, and Iverson got him, and that should be 3. At the last moment, Tinsley found Troy out there behind the arc.
And right here. Oh, no, he hit him on the arm. He was saying he got all ball. You can see he hit him on the left hand.
45-point first quarter. Last night, Indiana scored just 14 in the fourth. That's what hurt in the loss to Charlotte. And then, Quinn, on Wednesday night, we watched the Pacers score 58 in the first half against the Clippers, but only 31 in the second half.
Well, where the team has to continue to grow, Chris, is that making shots should not determine how well you defend.
A season-high 46-point quarter for Indiana, and they have a 15-point first quarter lead. Good effort by Indiana. Fans enjoying it, and we hope you are too on FSN Indiana, the exclusive home of the Indiana Pacers. Mike Dunleavy and the Indiana Pacers got off to a red-hot start. Dunleavy scored 11 points in the opening quarter to lead Indiana, but the Denver Nuggets also have a pretty good player. They have a talented duo, Iverson and Anthony. Allen Iverson had 11 to lead the Nuggets in the first quarter. Indiana 66% from the field, 4 of 7 from behind the arc, and they own the paint, outscoring Denver by 16 in the opening quarter. That was also a franchise record for most points in a first quarter, and 1 shy of a 47-point quarter they had against Charlotte back in 1994.
Well, you need to stay solid on this team because they don't have a lot of real offense on the floor. I mean, nobody that they really look to go to.
Murphy in trouble. Loose ball. And a loose ball foul called on Denver. It's on Linus Kleza.
Well, you're going to see guys go down for the ball here. Right here, Murphy is there, and he goes down, and they call Kleza. He's saying he didn't do it, but it looked to me like he grabbed him around the neck. Didn't think there was much guessing about that.
Tinsley, Murphy, Dunleavy, Kareem Rush on the floor along with Jermaine O'Neal. J.R. Smith is in, and Rush threw it away.
But there really was nowhere to pass it. He was trying to create something. Oh, boy. It's got to be offensive.
And Bobby Jones is called for the foul. He's a second-year player out of Washington. Was acquired with Stephen Hunter in September in a trade with Philadelphia for Reggie Evans. And Jones is coming in off back-to-back double-figure games. A good young player at 6'7". Somebody with all the injuries that they've had, and we'll talk about that here in the quarter. Pacers go deep to O'Neal, who scores against Kenyon Martin.
And this is terrific, because what Jim O'Brien did was just reward Jermaine O'Neal for what he did on the defensive end. I mean, he goes down there, he takes a charge, he comes back, you get a play where you're going to get a good look at it on the defensive end. I mean, on the offensive end, so you tend to play defense better.
Indiana leads the break, and it's Murphy scoring for a three-point play opportunity, and Jamal Tinsley leading that and making the right decision.
Well, they know he's going to deliver the ball, and that's the first thing you got to know. Big people have to know, will the guard deliver the ball? Tinsley does a nice job. He looks off the defense right. Murphy runs because he knows the ball will be delivered.
And the foul is on J.R. Smith, who had a season-high 16 last night for Denver. Was suspended the first 3 games of the year by George Karl for conduct detrimental to the team. And they really need J.R. Smith, because right now they have a lot of guys injured. Chucky Atkins is out, who was supposed to start at the point, out 6 weeks with a right groin injury. Anthony Carter, a fractured hand. Nene out with that sprained, or it was a sprained left thumb, then re-diagnosed. He had surgery yesterday for a torn ligament. So they've got a number of frontline players that have been injured, and they've got to have guys like J.R. Smith step up.
Yeah, that's what they were hoping for, you know, and he's had to mature, and he's still working on that. So I think that's going to be a real challenge for them, them being the Denver Nuggets. Right into their hands. Double team. Oh. A double team, which is exactly what you're looking for.
Now Smith throws it away. A deflection by Dunleavy. And a rush. Has it for Indiana.
But you can't be in a rush. And that's why it was good to see him take his time.
Oh, they give him some space. Kareem can't get it to go.
The good thing about it so far is you haven't seen much scoring on the part of Denver. I mean, they've taken tough shots. You don't see much scoring going on, so the Pacers just need to slow it down a little bit. Very patient offensive coach is George Karl.
O'Neal foul. Free throws now come for Jermaine. And they've been able to do all of this with O'Neal scoring just 4 points, but he does have 3 assists and 2 rebounds.
And a charge. A charge taken.
He and Troy Murphy still, as we've mentioned throughout our telecast here, still really in a pitch count situation, both trying to get up to speed from a conditioning point of view. Pacers 5-game holiday ticket packs include 2 tickets to 5 games plus an autographed player photo. The Mike Dunleavy package includes games against Detroit and Sacramento. The Ike Diagu package includes Cleveland and Miami. For details or to order, call 917-2500 or log on to Pacers.com. It is the Mike and Ike package. I believe that's a candy.
You believe it's a candy. Yeah. You know it's a candy.
Very tasty candy. Denver has not scored a field goal in a little over 6 minutes. Jones missed it. He hit a couple from behind the three-point arc last night. Nice pass, ball movement.
There got to be 3 seconds.
Harrison was stuck down there in the lane.
Well, he actually thought the shot was going to be taken on the first pass, and he got in there and just never got out.
Pacers have 6 turnovers here in the first half. Denver has 9. Pacers with a big 21-point first half lead as Smith cranks up a long 3.
Take that all day. Encourage him to take that one all day.
Iverson and Anthony are out. O'Neal scores.
Now, he was in there. He might have been there for a little bit more than 3 seconds, and he was trying to move slowly to stay in the view of Mike Dunleavy.
Biggest lead of the night for Indiana, and everything is clicking. Pacers lead it by 23 on FSN Indiana.
Pacers basketball on FSN Indiana is brought to you by your Central Indiana Dodge dealers and by Corona.
Well, there is no better place to hang out on a Saturday night than Conseco Fieldhouse. The Pacers and the Nuggets, 8.5 to play in the second, and it has been all Indiana. A big 23-point first half lead, and they have done it on all cylinders, inside, outside, and really got off to a great start.
Well, they really have gotten off to a great start. Took advantage of a team that also played last night and probably feeling pretty good about themselves. But most importantly, I think the Pacers have been able to knock down shots early, and it enabled them to be solid defensively. And I think that's where you have to make the adjustment, to the point where if you're missing shots, you can stay solid defensively. But let's say this. Under the circumstances, I like the way this team has come back, because I'm sure these guys did not feel that they should have lost the game to Charlotte, and so they're playing to make sure nothing like that ever happens again. So here's what I was saying. I wondered whether they'd come back strong last game. They didn't, but they are strong this game.
O'Neal saves it right off the head of Jones and right by us.
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure I could protect you.
Our statistician, Bob Burnett, was right in the field of play.
Yeah, you see, that guy backing up is me.
Rush almost had that offensive rebound, but Jones has it. Anthony is back on the floor for Denver.
Well, it's because they had no offensive option. But the Pacers now know their best offensive option has the ball, so you can load up to it.
Anthony had it knocked away by Dunleavy. Tinsley has it, already 6 first half assists. JT averaging 7 per game. Harrison against Kenyon Martin. Ball was slapped away. Denver wanted a walk.
They said he hit the ball.
Oh, blocked by Harrison.
He just got a technical too.
He got the foul and the technical. The foul will be his 3rd.
I mean, he's so big. The truth to it is that with Jones driving to the basket, you can see that the bodies collide, and it was as much Jones going into David Harrison than not, but it was the reaction that got him a technical.
Yeah, I'm not sure he did anything. It was Jones sort of kicking his legs out.
Well, Jones bumped into him. There's no doubt. I mean, Jones bumped into him. But I agree with you. I'm not sure there was a foul. I think one of the reasons he gets that call is because of this. He got that technical in his reaction. That's all part of the process. You're dealing with people out here trying to have a good game as officials, and you're challenging them on a call where you got yourself in a position where a foul can be called. They just don't take that, and it's fair to understand human nature.
Travis Diener checks in for Indiana for the first time. First year with the Pacers, 3rd year out of Marquette. And the first 2 points now for Jones. And it's a 20-point Indiana lead. Diener steps into a 3 and hits it.
Steps on the court and into a 3.
And he needed that. He's a young man that has struggled from behind the arc at just 3 of 17 in his first 5 games.
The teams have played him for it, and yeah, he's struggled some. There's no doubt about it. So he's doing what he has. This is the thing he's got to get it up. Get it up the court.
Double team comes, and now Rush for 3.
I was expecting to see that one go in, if you know the truth, because he's like, when Rush shoots the ball, you're surprised when it doesn't go in. I mean, he's been shooting it that well.
Kareem has been a 50% three-point shooter here early in the season. And again, he has been limited minutes-wise because of some injuries, an Achilles injury in the preseason and a sprained ankle here early in the season. Anthony got Dunleavy in the air. A talented player, as Quinn mentioned, the leader, one of the leaders of USA basketball in the summer, member of the Olympic team next summer.
You know, on that team with Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, you know Kobe's going to be one. That is a deep 3. I mean, you're talking about feeling it.
Indiana lighting it up from behind the arc. They are 6 of 12. And they have been in a three-point shooting slump of late. And Bobby Jones. You know, Elio Castroneves was with us, what, a few games ago? That would have been right there because he moved his feet like Dancing with the Stars.
Very nice. Very nice.
he just didn't have Julianne Hough alongside.
Yeah, I don't think George Karl is exactly liking this dancing, you know, for the Stars deal.
Halfway through the second.
Yeah, boy, he had it.
Rush lost the ball, but still has time. And now is going to get there and find it.
See, you get to the rim, and Rush is not a great dribbler, but he got there.
62-point first half for Indiana, and Diener looking. Rebounded by Dunleavy. Diener knew he needed to use the basket to guard himself. Dunleavy, a deep three, his second of the game. It's all Pacers in the first.
You saw Travis Diener come in the lineup and make an immediate impact just moments ago. I spoke with Jim O'Brien about Travis because Chris Denari alluded to just moments ago that he struggled a bit with his shot, and Coach O'Brien told me, I've got a lot of trust in these guys, and especially Travis. He's one of those guys that can make a lot of great shots. O'Brien told me he knows that these players recognize they always have a green light. Coach has a lot of trust in them. And I asked him, when they are having an off night, how do you continue to instill trust in these guys? He said, listen, I don't care if it's a contested shot or an uncontested shot, as long as it's a good shot and they're making their way toward the basket. He's like, I'm not going to have a problem with that at all. I trust Travis. I know he's going to bring his A game. He's got the green light.
Stacy, he trusts him, but I want to tell you what, that was a big shot for Travis because I saw Jim O'Brien pump his fist when Diener hit it.
Sure, because you want a guy to shoot. I mean, what Stacy's talked about was shooting the shot and shooting it with the open. What Coach O'Brien was applauding is that it gives him confidence. So now you're taking a shot confidently when you're open, and you got a better chance to knock it down. And he's a guy that's, you know, really trying to fully establish himself and his role within the team. So making shots is a big part of that. So I'm sure Jim O'Brien was happy to see that. So again, I'm going back to the rotation. Still haven't established it. So guys not being able to do what you brought them here to do, you have to sit back and wonder.
15 points for Dunleavy. And the Pacers have a 25-point second quarter lead. Now, if you're counting points, Pacers still have a ways to go for most points in a half this year. Last Saturday night in Memphis, Indiana scored 72. In the post, O'Neal. Foster was in there battling.
Yeah, but then Cleaser and the Nahara, I told you those guys are tough.
And now Iverson short on a three.
You got to be careful, and that's where the young fellas got to learn. You got to always be aware of what's around, and his teammates have the responsibility to tell him what's around him.
Oh, tipped in by Kleza. So back-to-back baskets by Denver. Dunleavy. And Camby, who's back on the floor, leading the break now.
Well, they've got just about every. Well, they have a little different lineup, but most of the guys, their scores are back on the floor.
And look at that, 7 quick points by the Denver Nuggets.
Well, that's what he started to do when he was last night as Washington.
Well, he had a stretch in the third quarter on his way to a 32-point night. Anthony scored 12 straight to break open the game in Washington. Tonight, the Pacers still have a second quarter lead. In this first half, the Pacers have led by as many as 25, but a 7-0 run by the Nuggets. They're within 18.
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by
Help keep your family Michelin safe with Michelin all-weather premium wiper blades. Buy 2 now and get $10 back. See MichelinWiperOffer.com for stores and rebate form.
So the lead is 18. Nice crowd on hand tonight here at Conseco Fieldhouse, spending their Saturday night Watching the Pacers and the Denver Nuggets, it's the only visit of the year from Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony. Iverson 10.5 years in Philadelphia, and one of those years he played for Jim O'Brien, and O'Brien took over the 76ers, a team that had not made the playoffs, and led them to the playoffs in his only season there, a 43-39 record.
I'm sorry. Williams had, I mean, he made the right move. All he had to do was just go ahead and shoot the ball normally. Oh, you better get to him. See, that one looked like it was in. You need to get to him. But Williams had penetrated the zone and wasn't ready to shoot the ball.
The trailer is Murphy. He makes him pay with his second three-pointer of the night. Well, he has been in double figures now in each of the first 3 games he has played. He had 16 last night. He has 13 tonight. And I don't know where Nahara was throwing that.
I don't either.
There was somebody there in the front row that was calling for it.
If they got it, it didn't do him any good because it's out of bounds.
Well, they have turned it over 13 times tonight. Indiana has scored 14 points on those. They're trying to add to it with Rush. But Nahara grabs it for Denver. Iverson, the long three, that barely skipped off the rim. And Anthony fouled. And free throws now for the Denver Nuggets. Well, Tuesday night, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce, they have Boston back in the thick of things in the NBA. They call them the new Big Three. Tuesday night, they will be here to visit the Pacers. We'll have it for you starting at 6:30 with Pacers Live. The Pacers and Celtics Tuesday night here on the exclusive home of the Pacers, FSN, Indiana. Well, Indiana is closing a stretch of 3 games in 4 nights, 2 of those at home. Denver closing a stretch of 4 games in 5 nights, all on the road. Started with losses in New York and Boston on Tuesday and Wednesday. They won last night in Washington, but they'll head back home. They'll have 4 straight at home after this.
Playing against the zone, they've got to make sure that they move the ball, and you need to get it into the center of the defense.
Boy, so confident.
He really is. And when I talked to Mel Daniels shortly after he was drafted, Mel Daniels, who's the scout here, had said that's one of the things that Jeff could do.
Another foul against Indiana. It's on Williams. It will be Indiana's 3rd of the quarter.
Yeah, that's the 3rd for Williams, too.
Iverson guarded by Tinsley. A host of Pacers there to rebound it.
I mean, that brick that we keep hearing coming through those well-mic'd rims.
Nice backdoor cut.
Really, and I mean a terrific pass by Jeff Foster to deliver it, because Russ wasn't sure he was open. Just the pass was what made the play.
Well, on back-to-back Saturday nights, Quinn, Indiana has put up 70 or more points in the first half.
So you think it has something to do with Saturdays?
Yeah.
I mean, you raise it as back-to-back Saturdays, so there must be some correlation.
Well, Williams battled for the rebound. They leave Murphy open, and he left it short. Denver runs, plays up. Oh, that's a nice play and a chance for 3.
Troy Murphy thought he was going to go to the backboard, which would have been to his left hand, and Murphy plays it went to the right, because he's coming right at the backboard. Iverson pushes the ball up. Yeah, Murphy thought he was going to go to the left, and he was going to give a good foul, but you can see how strong Claze is, because he took the hit and put it in.
Great pass there by Iverson on the break. Looking at the stats here early on, Indiana 56% win from the field. They've made 28 field goals. Diener has one of those off the bench at 3. 20 assists, led by Tinsley 7.
Got sharing the basketball.
But we have seen Denver score very quickly.
Well, they can score very quickly. I mean, I think that's the key is for you playing against them, understanding you will get good shots. You just can't get in the habit of taking quick jump shots because you can get shots if you move the ball.
Jeff Foster with the left hand.
I thought he had that one going in. But it was a nice left hand.
Camby fell to the ground, and now he's in transition and got the little hop off the rim.
After you travel.
At one time, the lead was 25. It's now down to 16.
Got him right there.
Oh, look at that.
And again, in the teeth of the defense, you can lay up.
8 assists now for Tinsley. And Kareem Rush has come off the bench to score 6.
Here's a guy you got to try to stay straight up on. What an offensive foul.
Oh, Camby got the loose ball, but Murphy got the rebound. He finds Rush inside. Tinsley got it. Tinsley found Rush. Rush gets it right back.
And Tinsley out running.
22 first half assists as Iverson scores. Boy, has it been entertaining tonight.
Oh, it has been. I mean, Pacers, what I like is that they get up and down and they've been able to, knock down some shots. The Nuggets have been on their heels the entire first half.
And now 2 times in a week, Denver has given up 70 or more points in a half, and in a span of 8 days, the Pacers have scored 70. Tinsley.
Oops.
Oh, nice pass. The shot clock expired.
Oh, a second earlier because Jeff was wide open.
And Denver will have 0.8 of a second. Pacers had 46 first quarter points, only 28 here in the second. Clay's catches, and that will be short. Season high first half of 74 points for the Indiana Pacers. They have led this one most of the way. You're watching FSN Indiana, the exclusive home of the Indiana Pacers. Ready for the start of the third quarter here on FSN Indiana. The Pacers 74-56 over the Denver Nuggets. Our first half scoring leaders brought to you by Chrysler. Iverson and Anthony each with 15 first half points. Indiana had 10 of its 11 players score, 2 in double figures. Dunleavy and Murphy leading the way with 15 and 13. An excellent first half shooting the basketball for Indiana. 57% from the field. They made 7 threes. They had 22 assists. Points in the paint owned by Indiana, 38-20. Yeah, the bench, they got some helping hands off the bench, and Denver had 5 more turnovers than Indiana. So the Pacers, you look at the stat sheet, and there's a reason why they have an 18-point lead heading to the third quarter.
The real challenge is to be able to sustain what you had going so well in the first quarter.
Oh, nice.
First half, I should say.
Nice defense there by Granger, but Anthony with a second chance.
He's a relentless offensive scorer. I mean, he can score in bunches, and he can score and make it look easy, too.
This is the closest they have been since the start of the second quarter.
Oh, there's got to be a foul.
Now Diawara has it.
Let him keep it because he's about to dribble it off his foot.
We didn't see much of him in the first half. He played the first 4:24 of the quarter. Didn't see a lot of Kenyon Martin, who has the shot blocked. Tinsley had 8 first half assists. And they will leave Murphy open top of the key, but he can't get it.
Well, the thing that has to continue is you stay solid on this end of the floor. You're going to miss shots. You know that because the Pacers shot 65% in the first quarter.
And you've got a rebound as boy Camby came up short.
If you move it, you get shots. Look to move it. See, in my opinion, that's not one you got to take. Better get out here because he throws up shots too.
And he hits a long one. That's his second 3 of the game, and quickly it's a 13-point game.
But you know what the difference is when they make shots, the Pacers don't run it back the other way quite as quickly, and that's what they've got to be able to do. You got to be able to run on makes.
jump ball. Tinsley got it inside to O'Neal.
Well, they got it to O'Neal because when Murphy got it from Tinsley, Tinsley was expecting Murphy to shoot the ball. And he said to him as soon as this jump ball got called, he walked to Murphy and said, shoot it. The guy's shooting it too well. You know what? He didn't think he was open. He didn't know he was open the first time and didn't think he was open the second time.
Well, now they could make it a 10-point game here with a three-pointer. They're spreading the floor. Diawara just hit one.
Boy, this is who you don't want to shoot it, though.
Oh, they're going to get an offensive rebound.
Stay solid defensively. They're loading to they actually were loading to Iverson.
And he's hit 3 of them now.
That's just a good timeout because you got a 10-point game here in no time.
Indiana led by as many as 25, but now that lead is just 10 at Conseco Fieldhouse.
Basketball on FSN Indiana is brought to you by your Central Indiana Chrysler dealers and by Chase. Your choice, your Chase.
Downtown Indianapolis, Indiana on a fall Saturday night. The fans have come to Conseco Fieldhouse to watch the Pacers and the Nuggets with Stacy Pates and Quinn Buckner. I'm Chris Denary, our producer Matt Scott, director Jamie Burns, our entire FSN Indiana crew. Dean McDowell, our Pacers live producer. All hands on deck as we get ready for a busy week next week. 4 games in 5 nights for this Pacers team. And Tinsley threw it away, and now trying to add to an 8-0 run to start the third. This is eerily similar, Quinn, to how Indiana opened the 4th quarter last night in Charlotte.
Yeah, well, it's also a little bit like the Pacers were against the Clippers. It was Sam Cassell that got away from, you got a game that you can control, but really got to defend. I contend that's why I said that as soon as the first 2 plays are run, because when you shoot 65, 56%, you don't do that every game, and you rarely do it all of any one game. Oh, he's got it going now.
I guess sitting on the bench most of the first half didn't hurt him.
No, well, you gave him some fresh legs because he's got it going. But now you got to just stay aggressive on the offensive end.
10-0 to start the quarter for Denver. O'Neal raising up and finally putting Indiana on the board.
This is a nice move that he's going to come up with. He's going to get a little more energy out here with Jeff Foster and Sean Williams.
Granger knocked it away. Diawara now 11 points, 8 of them here in the quarter. Perfect from behind the arc. And he has played as few minutes as anybody on the Nuggets team in the first half. And has come out red hot to start the 3rd quarter. Officiating crew tonight, Dan Crawford, Courtney Kirkland, and Tommy Nunez Jr.
They're letting them play, too. And Carmelo's having a hard time with it. That's what he wants to do right there. He really doesn't want to dribble drive you or dribble into a shot. He wants to jab you off of him and then just shoot it. Just take your time.
Granger escape.
Yeah, just take your time.
Allen Iverson played in this building 1 time a year ago with Philadelphia. And if my memory serves correct, awkward shot there by Martin. Indiana had a huge lead over Philadelphia in that one. And Philadelphia battled all the way back. Indiana ended up winning the game. O'Neal has space in the paint to a cutting Williams.
Well, they've been able to get it to O'Neal. He's had some good plays here of late. You got to continue to look at getting it to him to see what kind of reaction you get from Denver.
4 assists now for O'Neal.
Well, you got to load here too. Yeah, see, you got to load to this guy because what he is doing better now than before is he's really posting up. But you can see J.O. is under the basket. So you can't block from under the basket. But what you got to know about Anthony, he's a post-up guy as well. That's part of the reason why he's so good. He can post as well as he stand up and make shots.
Rangers 3, knocked out by Foster. As he gets older, Carmelo Anthony, again, he only played 1 year of college basketball, won a national championship at Syracuse. We forget he's 23. Has he become more patient down there with the ball?
But yes, but this is all part of the USA experience. He learned from that. Wait a minute, he lost the ball.
And a defensive 3-second violation.
Yeah,
there was
that goes on the side, yeah. It can't be a
inadvertent whistle now from Dan Crawford. There was no clear possession of the basketball, so you can't be in a defensive 3-second violation.
Thank goodness it was no clear possession because Jermaine had camped out in there. He had a 10 and everything.
This time he's too long. Tinsley had the ball knocked out of bounds. And it is Indiana's ball. Ball's coming a little bit too close over here.
Well, that's why you got to be heads up over here. I was trying to be officially looking. I know they're not paying us any attention, but I was pointing down that way just to see how they reacted. See, he makes this. He wasn't ready to shoot that. He made it, but he wasn't ready to shoot that. You got to come off that screen right now, thinking, okay, I'm in position to shoot it. And if they're there, you don't shoot it, you pass it. If they're not.
He has 12 points. He had 14 last night in Charlotte. Anthony has 21.
Anthony's tough, boy. He's a load offensive player. And I think Danny's terrific defensively.
Anthony got the loose ball ahead to Iverson.
That's got to be Pacers' ball.
By Tinsley.
Yes, sir. It was a terrific play. He stayed in the lane, passing lane, and Carmelo Anthony tried to loft it up to him. And Tinsley, because he got back. Again, that's what we talked about. Watch Tinsley touch it, and then Iverson touch it. Tommy Nunez Jr. right there on the call.
O'Neal down there against Martin. Turn around, and a foul. I mean, Martin was just swatting at him.
Well, not only that, he pushed him with a forearm before he got into the shooting motion. But they call it 2.
And with 5:39 to play here in the quarter, O'Neal at the line. He has 10. Tomorrow night, be there live for the first show that breaks down the new BCS standings. And we'll have a new team at the top. The official BCS rating show exclusively on FSN Indiana. See who's moving up, who's moving out, who's moving closer to a berth in the national championship game. The BCS rating show tomorrow night at 11:30 right here on FSN Indiana.
Big Ten took a little bit of a hit.
Yeah, not a good day for everybody focusing on that matchup. Michigan and Ohio State next Saturday up in the big house in Ann Arbor. I think somebody forgot to tell Wisconsin and Illinois that there was a game next week. Illinois wins in Columbus to knock Ohio State off the undefeated throne, and Wisconsin wins at Camp Randall Stadium against Michigan.
What the Pacers have to be concerned about now, because I know if I'm Denver, what I'm looking at is you got to be concerned about guys getting to the rim because you don't have a shot blocker in there with this lineup.
Oh, nice backdoor pass from Foster to Murphy. I'll tell you what, when you can go big to big like that, that's pretty impressive.
Well, it is, and Jeff Foster's showing a little bit of his passing ability that he's really not been able to show here. You get a little bit of that pinch post and then a quick cut, because most big people tend to watch the ball, which was on that side. Give it credit to Foster and Murphy for moving.
He was 6 of 9 from the field last night, hit a couple of threes, and Murphy tonight has also hit 2 more threes. And Troy now has 15. And Indiana in front by 13. Eduardo Nahara plays for Denver for the first time here in the second half.
We got an illegal on Williams. A defensive 3 seconds. I'm sorry, not.
Well,
but it's not legal.
Let's talk about that for people tuning in. Maybe don't understand that rule. It's different than the college rule. In the college game, you can play a zone defense and you can play a zone in the NBA. There is no defensive 3 seconds. In the NBA, there is. Explain what the principle is. What do you have to do when you are Sean Williams to get out of the lane?
Get out of the lane? No, I'm sorry.
It's almost like offense, right? You've got 2.9. That
it is. It's like offense. The only thing, you have 2.9 in the paint. The only thing that breaks the count is if you come in contact with an offensive player. And then the count starts over again if you stay in there and not around an offensive player. And Sean Williams didn't tag anybody. They call it tag. You got to tag somebody coming there.
Oh, look at Iverson tipped up. Foster has another rebound.
Thank goodness there were too many Nuggets around there. They tipped the ball away from each other.
And now Williams wide open for 3, but Anthony has the rebound.
Well, this is a tough place with this guy. I'm telling you, it's a tough place with that guy because he gets you in that position all the time because he closes on you so fast. I mean, see, he's closing the gap. And though Williams would like to say he didn't foul him, but he's still moving as Allen Iverson is starting to the basket. It's a call that's going to get made. Fortunately, they're not making foul shots.
That's been the advantage for Indiana here over the past few games. They put their opponent on the line a lot, but the opposition not taking advantage. Jim O'Brien met with the media before the game. He was asked about coaching Allen Iverson, and he said, I've coached a lot of players, but he's as good as there is, and when he goes onto the floor, you know he's going to play hard for 48 minutes.
There's no question about that. He brings it every night.
Oh, tough shot by Granger. I think one of the best stories I heard O'Brien talk about in the preseason. And when he got the job, people wanted to ask him what it was like to coach Allen Iverson. One media member called Iverson a ball hog, and Jim O'Brien said, you know what? He was my ball hog.
He was a little bit more of a ball hog in Philadelphia, but he didn't have a lot of options. So I think that's a relative statement there. But as I said, he's been getting a lot of assists here.
Oh, Daniels couldn't get it in, and now here comes Iverson again.
He's doing this more and more, going under the basket.
Oh, nice job there by Murphy. I'm not sure how he got that pass to Marquise.
Well, it wasn't the pass I was worried about. I was worried about Marquise catching it and traveling, which he might have done, but the officials didn't call it.
J.R. Smith on the floor for Denver. Teams have each taken 19 three-pointers. And
I didn't
Nahara.
expect him to make a three-pointer.
Both teams have made 7, and the lead is just 8.
Are you tired watching this? I mean, both teams, it's a track meet.
Oh, Granger has it blocked by Anthony, and Denver has it. Here they come again.
If he gets here, he really likes to go left.
And now Smith.
I mean, Allen Iverson calling for that play.
Denver is within 5. Pacers had a 25-point first half lead, but a 3-point barrage by the Nuggets has them in the game on FSN Indiana. In the first half, it looked as if Indiana was well on its way to snapping a 6-game losing streak to the Denver Nuggets, but Carmelo Anthony, Allen Iverson have had a different story as they're within 5 now here at Conseco Fieldhouse. Tuesday night, Boston's Big Three will make their first visit to Conseco Fieldhouse, and the first 10,000 fans of the game will receive a Pacers rally flag courtesy of FSN Indiana. The Pacers and Celtics Tuesday night at 7. For tickets, log on to Pacers.com. Denver has had some big runs in the quarter. 9 of 21 from the field here in the third. Indiana just 4 of 13. And they're doing it with excellent three-point shooting. And it really started with Yakuba Diawara, who hit a 3 in the first half. He's hit 2 here in the second. Denver now 8 of 21 after they were 3 of 12 in the first half. So they are 5 of 9 here to start the second half. Jermaine O'Neal, Mike Dunleavy back on the floor for Indiana.
Yeah, what they're trying to do is spread the floor a little bit more, get some more shooters out there. On the floor, you got Jeff Foster, who can give you some energy. He and Nahara play that high energy game. But the thing that has really started to go away, dissipated, if you recall, before Jermaine O'Neal went out, he had made 2 really good plays. One where he was able to score, the other where he was able to make a pass. So what they've done is, because they have to monitor his minutes, as you take a look at Jeff Foster, they got him back in the game so he can at least throw it in the post and play off of that.
And the one thing about Denver, they come in averaging 105 points a game. They didn't have a lot of opportunities to run, Quinn, because Indiana shot 56% in the first half.
Yeah, it's been just kind of a reversal of fortunes. All of a sudden, Denver's making shots and the Pacers haven't. Hey! Boy, that was close.
Yeah, I think he was on the rim. 2-possession lead for Indiana, 86-80. Tinsley out there defending Iverson. Can't be right in the face.
Right in the forehead with the ball.
I mean, he's got to be thinking, J.R. Smith, you've got to shoot that.
Trouble.
Did you see Camby's expression?
He crushed him. I mean, can you imagine you go into the rim and you're preparing to catch a pass and it hits you right in the forehead? That was Camby's look like, whoa.
Oh, Camby, he walked.
Did you think he took a running start or what?
He looked like a triple jumper there. Now, Denver has taken advantage, and we talked about some of the problems Indiana has had. A season-long problem has been three-point defense. Opponents shooting 41% coming in. Denver has taken advantage. Tinsley can't get it. 8 assists for Jamal, but all of those in the first half. Nice effort there by JT.
But, you know, the thing that you look at is how does this team recover? This is what I'm looking for. If Dunleavy makes a shot, I've been trying to see how the Pacers recover when teams make run at them. But when you have Carmelo, Anthony, and Allen Iverson on the floor, you get the floor space, but you got to worry about where they are.
Nice job there by Tinsley. Stuck a hand right in Iverson's face as he fired up the 3.
Oh, no, don't do that. Well, there's no breakaway. Because Dunleavy was out in front. I mean, you talked about what Jim O'Brien talked about. Allen Iverson, under any circumstances, plays hard. He comes up here. He's #1 in the league in steals. He gets that one and goes down.
Yeah, Iverson coming in 3.5 steals per game. He has 16 points. He's now 19 points away from 21,000 in his career. What a shot there by AI.
He makes shots going by the basket all the time.
And Iverson knocks it away. Iverson is 24th on the NBA's all-time scoring list and 2nd among active players. He's 3rd in career scoring average at almost 28 points a game, behind #1 Michael Jordan and #2 Wilt Chamberlain.
And while we were taking a look at that, all of a sudden trying to get the ball in, Jermaine O'Neal had it tapped by Nahara Camby and then knocked it off his own chest.
Well, turnovers have been a problem here for the Pacers. They had just 8 in the first half, but 7 more here in the third. Lead was 18 at the half. Denver can slice it. It's just 6 right now. Doesn't go down. O'Neal the rebound. He'll throw up from 3/4 court.
He'll throw the ball up.
Yeah, he'll throw the ball up. That's right. Not a good quarter for Indiana, but they still lead it by 6. You're watching FSN Indiana, the exclusive home of the Indiana Pacers. It was all Indiana Pacers in the first half. A 46-point first quarter, 28 more in the second. They led 74-56 at the half. But AI and Carmelo Anthony, with help from Marcus Camby, outscored the Pacers 26-14 in the third. And we head to the fourth quarter. Pacers by 6. 88-82, and it is time for the fourth quarter. Time to bring it home with Pulte Homes. Visit Pulte.com to find and visit a model home. Go inside one and register to win a family 4-pack of tickets to an upcoming Pacers home game.
Now go to work.
Iverson, the bounce to Smith. He lost it out of bounds.
That's got to be white ball. I mean, it's not even close.
Indiana's going to run it up the floor and almost threw it away. Blocking foul, J.R. Smith. Pacers just 5 of 16 from the field in the third quarter. Did not hit a 3-pointer in 6 tries and scored only 14 points. That's half of what they had in the second. And they had 46, a franchise record in a first quarter here against the Nuggets.
One of the challenges is when you score a lot because you've made jump shots, you tend not to be nearly as efficient on your offense. And that's what you got to get back to.
A nice look there from O'Neal, but Tinsley has missed his second 3-pointer. Plays him. Well, they're hitting. Indiana is not. And they are now within 3.
When Carmelo Anthony's on the bench, that's what's...
Murphy for 3.
Came off his hand long. You can see
nice rebound there by O'Neal. Ball is loose. It's saved into the hands of J.O. Blocked by Camby.
Got to be a foul. Got to be a foul.
Granger the loose ball and hits. J.O. has to be wondering what's it take to get a call.
You know, and I say that, and then I have to take it back. Because the officials have allowed a lot of guys to play a lot more this year than they have in the past. See, Clays is a better player than people think he is. I like Clays when he was in high school, and I watched him play in the McDonald's game. He didn't win to Missouri. Now, sometimes he gets to be stubborn, but you can't take him for granted, is my point.
Pacers have started the quarter with a couple of turnovers, 9 now, and this is to tie, but Smith can't get it.
Good catch. That's the one that can hurt your thumb.
Oh, there he hit one.
Nice job there by Tins, because it went in.
Yeah, that's a money shot for Tinsley because he has struggled from out there.
Really has.
Less than 30%. Started the year shooting it pretty well, but the last 3 haven't been as good. Lead is 6. Iverson blocked by Murphy.
Nice job by the helm. You got Dunleavy right. Let him go with it.
And Mike for 3.
Yeah, you take your chances there. Because if you're going to shoot, if you're going to allow guys to shoot, you got to let them shoot in rhythm. And that's as much of a rhythm shot as he can get.
That was one of those 3-pointers, too, that bounced the wrong way. Plays it. Just hit one. Make it again.
Boy, Dunleavy, I thought he was out there in time. 17 off the bench for Clayson.
And they have hit 10 from behind the arc. 7 of them here in the second half. Oh, nice pass. Blocked by Camby.
He's 4th in the league in blocks.
Smith. That's the second time he's had a chance to score, but that time O'Neal stopped him.
All right, guys are starting to stand. This is where you get in trouble. Slipped. Yeah, he slipped. I saw him. He lost his footing just as he was about to lift to take the shot.
Well, Anthony's on the bench, but Iverson's out there.
Well, they don't have anybody in the corner. I thought he was throwing that to you.
And Camby. And it's a one-point game with 8:17 to play. And now Denver a chance to get the lead, but a nice play by Tinsley. O'Neal, I thought he might have a chance for a three-point play, but he'll shoot the free throws. After the timeout, the Denver Nuggets have nearly come all the way back from a 25-point first-half deficit.
As the Nuggets have come in to 1 point of the Indiana Pacers, take a look at Allen Iverson. He's put in more minutes than anyone on the floor tonight so far with over 35, and that's because George Karl's squad has been hurt very much at the guard spot with Atkins and Wilkes as well as Carter, all potential guards out all at the same time. When George was asked about losing all these guys, he shook his head and laughed and said, "I can't remember the last time you've been hit so hard at one spot." But he also knows if he can entrust anybody to all of those minutes to carry the load, he knows that Allen Iverson is the man for the job. Well,
George Karl is a very innovative offensive coach. He's the guy who spent a lot of time with Don Nelson. And he happens to have two of the best offensive players in the league. So with Allen Iverson, with good reason, Stacey, you can take some chances with Allen Iverson because he's a guy that can score. And he's been looking to try to find people. He's been trying to figure out how to make players better. But the thing that I've seen in him is he's really kind of sacrificed his game. He's not looking to score nearly as much as he has in the past because he's got Carmelo Anthony on the team.
He had 15 points last night. And for Iverson, it was the first time he had been below 20 this season. They had 7 in double figures last night in their 26-point win at Washington. So the lead is 2. Denver with a 3 has a chance to take a lead for the first time since early in the game. They last led at 3-2 just 1 minute into the game.
He's going to lift this. I knew he was going to lift it because Marquise had to stay away from him as the Nuggets take a lead.
Daniels is out there with Kareem Rush, Granger, Murphy, and O'Neal. And now Indiana trails here in the fourth. J.O. with Anthony the rebound. Well, a game that in the first half Denver thought maybe we can't win this one, but that has changed.
Cleveland wide open on the other side. Thank goodness he didn't see him. He was wide open on the other side.
That was a slingshot by Iverson. Granger. That's short. He's had a tough night shooting the basketball. He is 0 of 5 behind the arc and now has made just 1 of his last 17. Kleza. I mean, Danny Granger started the year 9 of 15 from three-point range.
The law averages catches up. I mean, because he's a good shooter, but at some point he catches up, and he'll catch fire again. That's just the nature of how that one goes. But you see, it slowed down a little bit. Now the Pacers are going a little bit more into Jermaine O'Neal, and that's a tough shot to have to take.
Oh, Granger, nice with the flush.
That was a nice. What the good part about it is he went quick and hard to the basket. The tough part about it for the Pacers, and that's why Jamal Tinsley's going back in the game. They really have stopped running their offense.
Oh, Kleza got behind the defense. A season high 19 now for Linus Kleza.
Watch it. Yeah, I could see them. They were getting him in a corner. Oh, please.
And now halfway through the fourth, and Denver looking to add to that 1-point lead with Iverson. And plays a walk.
Tried to walk into a shot and travel.
Indiana will have the ball, but now they're playing from behind. Linus Kleza with a big quarter. He has 19, 10 of them here in the fourth. Denver has come all the way back here in the second half for a 1-point lead, 97-96 over the Indiana Pacers with Stacey Pates and Quinn Buckner. I'm Chris Denary. This is a little bit of Groundhog Day, or reminiscent of what happened on Wednesday when Indiana lost to the Los Angeles Clippers. Wednesday night, Indiana put 58 points on the board in the first half. They scored just 31 in the second. Tonight, Quinn, they had 46 points in the first quarter, 74 at the half, but they've scored just 22 here in the second half.
This offense depends a lot on shooting. I mean, most offenses do, but this one really does because you're shooting three-point shots. And when you don't make shots, you know, I talked about it at the beginning of the game. You can't allow your offense not to be effective. I mean, and that started to be what happened. And the other thing about this is when this team shoots the ball well, they tend to defend a little bit better. But that's part of a process, and they've got to get over it in order to have long-term success, because the truth is your defense, and this is with every team in the league. You hear every team talk about how solid you have to be defensively, including Denver, because they know that there are times when your offense just won't show up.
Foster will try to tie it. 5 in double figures for Denver, 5 likewise for Indiana, led by Dunleavy with 17. Murphy has 15. Jermaine O'Neal has his first double-double of the year. He has 12 points and 10 rebounds. And Carmelo Anthony is back on the floor.
Well, see, they didn't throw him the ball the last 2 possessions. That's why I'm sure George was glad to get a timeout.
Good rebound by Dunleavy, chased by J.R. Smith.
Oh, no. And it was a loose arm. And I mean, it's a call that they're going to make. You watch his left arm. Oh, no. I'll tell you what happened. Not only did, I mean, Mike made a little contact with him, but J.R. pulled his arm. You can see him at the end pull his arm up to make sure the official makes the call.
Williams and O'Neal back on the floor.
You know what I like? You got the defense down on this end of the floor, so you can get some help from your coaching staff. It's hard to play by yourself.
Camby's shot is short.
And see, the guards are rebounding. Tinsley on that one.
Nice drive by Tinsley. Indiana back in front.
Nice job. Hold it off the rim, challenge. Allen Iverson in the front court and the back court, and then he got himself to the rim.
9 points, 8 assists for Tinsley tonight, but he has not had an assist here in the second half. Foul on the floor against Indiana. It will be on Tinsley. The good news is that's only Indiana's first of the quarter.
We've got 3 more here in the next 2 minutes. Or 2 minutes and 34 seconds anyway. This is tough because you're going to have to come off Melo Anthony.
And O'Neal did not quite get over there and picks up the foul.
And you got to cut him off on the baseline, Chris. If he turns to the baseline, you got to get there and cut him up. Jermaine O'Neal tried to get there, but you know what you do with your foot? You take it and stick it out of bounds.
Flaza.
I don't know how Denver, could do anything now. I was glad to see the pace. Just keep Allen Iverson dribbling the ball, because it's hard to get a rhythm when you guys out there dribbling the ball like that.
Oh, wide open. O'Neal with the dunk.
Well, good look by Tinsley.
Well, there is that first assist of the second half for JT, and a big one as Indiana now leads by 3.
Well, this is, it's called drop. So this is, that's offensive.
I'm not sure you can defend that any better.
A nice pass by Tinsley, finding that Martin had not found Jermaine O'Neal, who gets the freebie flush, and Danny Granger is in pretty good position. Boy, that's shoulder and chest. That's normally called you get favorable.
Anthony slips it, stolen
good
by
play.
Williams.
And went out of bounds and came back in bounds to keep it live.
Tinsley wanted the foul. O'Neal the rebound, and he's hurtling to the floor.
Got right up, but you can see they're fighting for it.
Well, the one thing you can see is that the intensity has returned for Indiana.
Well, it's back, and there's a little bit more efficiency. Well, I'll tell you what, they were right. because Sean Williams just moved Kenyon Martin out of the way. Jermaine had to take a little bit of a walk to get himself removed. 4-6 from the foul line. Put some pressure on the Nuggets if he can knock these down.
You could almost tell when it left his hand that he didn't have much on it. Pacers very poor at the free throw line tonight, just above 50%.
Yeah, that's not acceptable by any of the guys on the team, and I'm sure Jim O'Brien.
One dribble by Anthony, and he hit it. They go right back to J.O. Camby is there. Ball loose, knocked out of bounds. Indiana's.
You know, they're allowing you to do a lot more of that this year where you reach in. Have you seen a lot more of that? I mean, they really letting them play around there. That used to be an automatic, well, not an automatic, a fairly automatic call. Oh, they don't. Oh, Carmelo set him up. There's no way. Got it on Jermaine O'Neal. Get a chance to take a look at it. You can see Carmelo gets into it and just acts like he's starting down.
Anthony. Game is tied. 28 now for Carmelo Anthony. And less than 3 to play. We're tied at 101. Here's Tinsley, has it blocked. Got it back, blocked again. Iverson.
This one a few times I hope we could keep it. The guy that's been more of a, Carmelo was the one that's been more of a problem. I was hoping keep it out of Carmelo Anthony's hand.
Sean Williams was looking for the steal. J.O. with the dunk. We're tied at 101. We're tied at 101 with 2:31 to play in the fourth quarter here at Conseco Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana, with Quinn Buckner and Stacey Pates. I'm Kristen Airy. Jermaine O'Neal has his first double-double of the year. He is one of 5 Pacers in double figures. He has 15 points, 12 rebounds, and he has 1 block shot, and he is a part of our Dodge Pacers home team play of the game with a block shot, and then the pass from Dunleavy and the dunk. Jermaine O'Neal with our Dodge Pacers play of the game.
It's good to see him active, because as you've alluded to, not alluded to, you said, he's on a minutes count, and he's got to be getting close, because they want to keep him 32-ish, and he's over it already. So things are going fairly well. So, but you can tell that he's not laboring, and I think that's something that Jim O'Brien has to use as part of the system that monitors him.
Iverson has 22, and they are roughly right at their average, just shy of 50 points a game. Iverson and Anthony have combined for 50 now, and now missing one of those, so the lead is just 1. But they've gotten plenty of help. It's not just been Iverson and Anthony tonight.
No, Diawara went a little crazy on him for a while. That's off right.
So O'Neal misses the jumper, and the Nuggets have it with a 1-point lead.
They're going to start this and set a screen. They're throwing this ball to Anthony on that side, right there.
Ranger has the assignment. Help from Murphy, who's in. Camby walked.
Well, I tell you, he made a terrific play with Jamal Tinsley. Because what Jamal did was Camby started to get into a shot. George Karl didn't think it was a travel. But as he started to get into his shot, he had already stepped into it. And Jamal's step forced him to have to take another step.
Pacers trail by 1. Tinsley has hit a 3. That one no good. And Iverson back the other way.
There's nobody on this other corner, so he's not going to move. I mean, he wasn't going to take the move. Oh, they don't even have, nobody has Carmelo. Oh, that's out of bounds.
That's a big turnover for Denver, but Indiana's not taking advantage.
Well, you got plenty of time here. You got a minute 30. You're only down a point. So that's a lot of time. I like to see Dunleavy get into the flow a little bit here.
Granger 3. That's another perimeter miss. And here's the pass to Klaiza, blocked by Granger.
A good effort by Granger to get back into it. Because Iverson threw a tough pass and Klaiza somehow picked it up. I mean, this is a tough pass to handle for a guy. That guy's 6'9". And Danny Granger does a really good job just staying in it, forcing him to have to make the foul shot.
Indiana has made, how does that go in? Indiana has made only 10 second-half field goals. They shot 56% in the first half. They are 10 of 39 here in the second, and now they trail by 3. Klaiza has a season-high 21, and the Nuggets have their largest lead of the night of 3. 104-101. Denver trying to win back-to-back games on the road. One last night in Washington. Indiana, who won a back-to-back last weekend, trying to avoid being swept this weekend. Pacers Live covers the blue and gold like no one else can. A complete 30-minute preview before the game and a full wrap-up after, including comments from the coach Jim O'Brien, a visit inside the locker room, and a preview of the next game. Pacers Live before and after every Pacers game here on FSN Indiana. Well, you look back into the second quarter, this was not the script that we thought the game would follow. Indiana led by 25. They led 63-38, was owning and operating in the first half against Denver. Maybe that run they made at the end of the half to cut it to 18, but they outscored Indiana 26-14 in the third.
Well, that run gave them a little bit of life. I don't think there's any question about that. You see, Mike Dunleavy was a guy they're going to try to stick close to.
Tinsley to the basket, blocked and picked up by Anthony. Reach in Granger. And now the Pacers in trouble with 59 seconds to play. And on these possessions, they've got nothing.
They haven't been able to get the kind of looks they would like. Partially because you got a long team that's athletic. And Marcus Camby's 4th in the league in block shots. And he gets that one from Tinsley. And then Carmelo Anthony's out front. And what they were trying to do, well, you're in the bonus at this point. But what they were trying to do is to get him before the ball went up. But it doesn't make a difference because they're in the bonus.
5 blocked shots for Camby, and 3 of those have come here down the stretch against Jamal Tinsley. Anthony now with 29 and a chance here to reach 30 for the 4th time on the year and on back-to-back nights. And it's a 9-0 Denver run.
Well, this is a medical, and Jim O'Brien's going to take advantage of it. Klaiza, I believe, has some blood on him, and they've got to figure out how to stop it. So this is nice because Jim O'Brien gets a chance to talk to his guys about what he wants on the offensive end, which is if you can get the ball inside and force them to have to collapse on Jermaine O'Neal, you've got shooters on the floor in Dunleavy. Danny Granger is a 3-point shooter, as well as Troy Murphy. The only non-3-point shooter at this point would be Tinsley.
So Denver with a 5-point lead. Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Chase, and it's Sean Williams playing his 3rd game back after a team suspension. Has come off the bench for 12 points, 5 of 8 from the field, including a pair of 3-pointers. And Williams tonight does that in 17 minutes off the bench.
Yeah, the big difference with Sean is that he has to play. As you can see, he's got some things going for him. And that's the only reason he's not in the game now. I don't think they feel like he's experienced enough. Jamal thought he had a pass, and I mean, somehow Kenyon Martin managed to come up with it.
Boy, what has happened to Indiana's offense here in the second half?
Well, they got Dunleavy on Carmelo, so I expect them to be looking to try to figure that one out. not that way. Don't let him go left. That's where he wants to go. Don't let him go left.
And that may about do it for the Denver Nuggets. A 12-0 run. Tinsley got it in.
You got to foul. That's what you didn't. That's what Jim O'Brien's saying. You got to take one.
I mean, this looked like it would be a huge win for the Indiana Pacers against a team that they have not defeated over the last 3 years, but that Denver winning streak looks as if it will continue, and in a big come-from-behind way. Here's a look at Iverson again for 3.
Well, I talked about knowing your personnel. He wants to go left to make shots, so if he does, I mean, I know he's quick, but you got to challenge him back. It's odd, but a lot of shooters are like that. They go left, they shoot jump shot. They go right, they get to the rim. He's a go left jump shot guy, and he got where he wanted to go. And when Jermaine O'Neal got there, he was already in rhythm.
And he's got a double-double. They've got 3 players with double-doubles as Murphy's going to cast for 3, and now all of a sudden Indiana hits. But it looks like it'll be too little too late. With 10.9 seconds to play, Anthony is fouled. Carmelo has 30 points and 10 rebounds. Iverson has 27 points and 10 assists. And Camby has 10 points and 10 rebounds. And Quinn, quite frankly, a shocking result here.
It is a little bit of a shocking result. You had mentioned it early. Camby has 5 blocks. They have 6 total as a team. He has 5. This is one that is going to be really hard for this team to swallow. It's got to be. When you get off to the kind of lead this team got off to and not able to sustain it, you got to go back and look at where your opportunities are.
Indiana opened the first week of the season with 3 wins, but they will move to 3-3 with 3 losses in week 2.
But I don't think anybody was under illusion this was going to be an easy game to get with or without what had transpired in the first half of the game.
A tremendous comeback by the Denver Nuggets. They trailed by as many as 25 in the first half, by 18 at the half. And they make a big push down the stretch and defeat the Pacers 113-106. Our next broadcast on FSN Indiana comes your way Tuesday night. Should be a good one. The Pacers host Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and the Boston Celtics. Coverage starts with Pacers Live at 6:30. Stay tuned. A recap of tonight's game coming up next on Pacers Live postgame. For Quinn Buckner and Stacey Pates, our director Jamie Burns, producer Matt Scott, our pregame producer Dean McDowell, I'm Chris Denary. This has been Pacers basketball on the exclusive home of the Pacers, FSN Indiana.